When we think of cybercrime, most of us imagine a lone hacker working away in a dark basement, surrounded by screens of code. But the reality these days is that, for many, it's a 9-to-5 job. Cybercrime is a big business, and it's often run like a corporation, in offices with managers, water coolers, and sometimes even HR departments. While the size of cybercriminal outfits varies, there is far greater breadth, skill, and professionalism in today's underground economy than ever before. So how do we fight something as sophisticated as an international conglomerate, but exists completely under the radar? Well, there's an important fact that's often forgotten about cybercrime. It's perpetrated by a real person who exists in physical space. So to prevent online harms, we actually need to understand the offline dimension. As part of a collaboration between UNSW and the University of Oxford, we've been working to capture this offline dimension for the first time in what we've called the World Cybercrime Index. The index maps the geography of cybercrime, a kind of dark atlas that identifies where cybercriminals are working and what kind of crime they commit. Getting this information was no easy task. Cybercriminals are highly motivated to lie about their location, and data from court cases only reveals the practices of cybercriminals who actually get caught. Instead, we turn to the people whose job it is to actually find and catch these cybercriminals. We surveyed the world's top experts in cybercrime investigations and intelligence, and we asked them to identify 5 major types of cybercrime and the countries that each cybercrime was most likely to occur in. They also rated each of these countries by the level of professionalism and technical skill of the cybercriminals who work there, and the global impact of the crimes that come out of that country. When we average these scores, what we have is our dark atlas, which does 2 things. First, it maps the countries that are significant cybercrime hotspots, and second, it ranks each of those countries according to their cybercrime activity. Our data shows that there are several countries that regularly make the leaderboard. China, Russia, Ukraine, the USA, and Nigeria are all in the top 10 for each cybercrime type. But these countries are regularly identified as major cybercrime hubs, so this part wasn't surprising. But what is surprising is that our experts identified a total of 97 countries as cybercrime hotspots, and each of them appear to specialize in certain types of crime. So, for instance, South Korea favors attacks involving technical products and services, India excels in scams, and the USA is a leader in data and identity theft. While Australia is a distant 34th overall in the index, we'll know in years to come if it creeps closer to the top 10. Our data is already being used by policymakers to help guide them to where certain anti-cybercrime measures might be the most beneficial. So countries that otherwise might not have been singled out as a major source of cybercrime can now point to the index as evidence that they require more support for cybercrime prevention and disruption. This project also highlights the long tail of cybercrime. So the countries that have low overall rankings, but might be cottage industries for specific types of crime, and could become more significant players in the future. By mapping the offline dimension of cybercrime, we'll be able to see how these hotspots develop, which new ones might arise, and then use this data to figure out how to prevent cybercrime in the future.